Okay, hi everybody. This is day 1413, and let's see, trying to organize this. I hope everyone can hear me. Let's see if I'm on. I'm 7 minutes late. Sorry. I've been working to get on at 10 and give people some heads up. Thank you for your patience. So much going on, and yeah, it looks like we are. See if we're live on here. Is it working? It looks like we're working. Okay. All right, so I can see everybody. Waiting for signal. I hope you can get a signal. I might not be able to watch it on here. Let's see if there's a signal. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, I'm going to try it. So today is 1,413 days. The signal seems to be going in and out. We'll see if it works. Okay, we'll just try it. We'll just run it. Yeah, 1,413 days since Richard was murdered on Fort Bliss, on the Fort Bliss footprint. And this is really important information because we do not have Richard's remains. Excusable to not be able to provide Richard's remains to us. Enrique Roman Martinez family received partial remains. They can give us Richard's partial remains, which we have multiple confirmations that are in the possession of authorities being at Richard's partial remains. Yeah, it's hell. And I hope this is gonna work. I think I'm gonna turn this off so that I get a better signal. I don't know. I'm getting these messages. Okay. So, even Caleb Smithers received the remains of her son in the barracks in the 5th stage of decomposition. Even Vanessa Guillen's family received her remains, and they were also dismembered and charred and so abused. We're wanting our son's remains, and we have been asking for them because there are multiple sources that are telling us that they have Richard's remains. So this is not just one source, multiple. Okay, so going forward, on April 24th, 2024, has brought us forward. That was the day when we received Richard's notice of death, of deceased, from the United States government. That was the official notification. that he was dead, and that his death occurred on the Fort Bliss footprint. Now, and yeah, and the date, July 2020. And I had, today, we took time out to listen to Lavina Johnson's story. We've been reading about it, but we wanted more of a review of it because we find that what Lavina Johnson's parents went through, we thought that we would take some time out to hear if our thinking, what we've been through, has been done to other people. And absolutely, the whole story with Lavina Johnson is huge, and that needs to be investigated because there are a force over that case that are up to no good, that are absolutely up to no good, just like a force over Richard's case that are up to no good, and that needs to be relooked at, absolutely. And this is many people reporting it. And why is that important? Because it has a lot to do with the medical examiner. The medical examiners in Lavina Johnson's case, and then the medical examiners that are in the Walmart medical examiner, Mario Raskin Ortiz, we're getting information that he is the one that handled Richard's remains. And so it has a lot to do with the medical examiner, because the medical examiner is the one that does the manner and cause of death. And in El Paso, and I really want to tell Lavina Johnson's family, and I'm sure they know, they already know, I'm sure they know and suspect, but they really have to look at the medical examiners, because we have a medical examiner problem in this country. Seems to be a huge problem. And I'm not talking about all of them. I'm just saying that we do not do enough oversight. We don't have enough watchdogs looking out after who are our medical examiners, and what an important role that is when it comes to justice, because they are judges. They are judges on the cause and manner of death. They are judges. They can call an inquest. They can have a jury. They can issue subpoenas. They can issue warrants, because their job is to judge the cause and the manner of death of the, in respect to the remains of the evidence that they have before them. And so this is really, really important. And in Lavina Johnson's case, from what we have been reading and know about, there's a lot of questions there when it comes to the cause and manner of death of Lavina Johnson. And with what's going on in El Paso, and long-standing, we're talking about since 2014, that the medical examiner is not qualified. The medical examiner has conflicts of interest. The medical examiner is, not legal, because he's supposed to be over in the United States, because he's from Juarez, Mexico. He's supposed to be, or Chihuahua, Mexico. He's supposed to be in the United States on a visa, on a waiver, and that seems to be Well, that from what we know, it has been violated. So he is illegally in the country. Now, I don't know if there's been some changes, but uh, there's a lot of problems with the signal coming in tonight. Um, I'm hoping. Let me just move this and see if it helps. Sorry, I don't know if that helps. I won't be able to answer questions. Um, Maybe that will help in the, yeah, we'll see. Um, so, what I really wanted to talk about, and I'm very sorry about that, but it just can't be helped, um, eh, because today is D Day, right? Today is D Day. Um, and D Day can never be forgotten. We have walked those beaches in Normandy. We would take the ferry from Cherbourg over to Rosslare in Ireland, and of course, drive there from Germany. It was a pretty good drive, and so we would stay the night and explore the area, and it's not like a very populated area, and it really is a place that everyone should go to. And Hannah, our eldest daughter, she knows all, she's read all the books with the Band of Brothers, and um, she's watched the whole movie series, and she just knows Belgium, the Battle of the Bulge, and of course, she just loves World War II history, and so of course we would uh, walk the beaches, and there's still all kinds of different things there, um, leftover remnants of World War II on those beaches. So it's really very serene place, a very serene place. And D Day is one of those serene days where you remember um, many, many lives lost, many. And so, we're very, very aware of that. And just wanted to mention it before I get into the legal concerns, um, the legal concerns of those that um, perpetrated, corroborated, um, kept silent, uh, in Richard's case, in the murder of Richard. That's really what I want to talk about today, because it's not looking good for them at all. Um, the vast amount of evidence that we have, the prime suspects in the murder of our son is Dallas Hart, his mother. Dallas Hart is Richard's platoon leader, even though they don't want to officially say that. They don't give us a platoon leader. Um, his whole unit was dispersed. His whole unit, Richard's unit, was dispersed after he was murdered. It was, just they started covering their tails. And but we have evidence that Dallas Hart, that's why we've been saying it, because we have evidence, and not, we have multiple um, different kinds of evidence uh, to um, that Dallas Hart was Richard's platoon leader, and his mother is also a prime suspect in the murder of Richard, and her name is Leilani Hart, and she's a convicted criminal. Okay, huge convicted criminal with a long history of violence, of fraud, of harassment, a long history. You know, this is just their lifestyle. This is not, oops, I committed a crime. This is a criminal lifestyle. And her record shows that she has a criminal lifestyle. And, um, and it has to do, of course, with controlled by like a sex cult, um, coercion, and yeah, that, you know, what's new in the world, right? What's new? Um, and this is our main problem is the control of one another through these sexual cults and acts, and being able to blackmail people and control people, and destroy people's marriages, or have the power to do that, or you know, so it really is, that's why pornography is such a weapon. Pornography is a more dangerous weapon than I think munitions are, because you can really blackmail people with it, because all pornography is child sex trafficking. All of it. All of it is child sex trafficking. And, so of course the Harts were and have talked about pornography, especially child pornography, quite a bit. And their concerns were child pornography as far as getting caught having it. Okay, having it, being in possession of it. And that was in an FBI notarized affidavit from Leilani Hart. And then we have corroborating information that Dallas Hart was absolutely involved with child pornography. We know that Richard turned in videos, pornographic videos, and they really hated him for it. He turned it in, that was his evidence. Uh, we know that there were notebooks that he kept, evidence. We know that. And I think that because of his wanting to be CID, wanting to be in law enforcement, that he was extra vigilant in documenting what was going on and gathering evidence to what was going on, because we know that he was talking to Washington, D.C. We know that he was talking to FBI Houston. We know that he made 911 calls. We know that he was talking to Child Protective Services there in El Paso. We know that the IG were all over the barracks because of Halliday. We know this. And so there was and many have told us that they were airdropping pornography onto the phones in the barracks and other places. And this corroborating information about Dallas Hart being involved in child pornography, searching for child pornography, because he wanted to hide it. He wanted to get rid of it. He wanted, because they were investigating. He was fearing an investigation, an audit, whatever. And then others coming to help find the child pornography. We've even are suspicious of Leilani Hart bringing other people into this case to try to cover that up. Um, the evidence for that is huge. The evidence for the sex cultish, you know, incest, um, child rape. This is all documented and notarized and accepted by the FBI. Uh, you know, it's heartbreaking that we have some real bad crime, and it gets very protected. And then others, you know, can sneeze or whatever, but if they don't have the right politics or something, then they go after them. Um, you sneezed in public. Oh, okay. Um, you know, is that a crime? Is that a crime? No, but I don't like you. Um, yeah, that seems to be what's going on right now, which is very concerning because of our family's knowledge of um, Russia, the USSR before the Iron Curtain came down. My parents worked at the American Embassy there in Moscow, Russia, and we have Russian friends that my parents met while they were working in the um, United States Embassy there in Moscow. And you know, they used to have to whisper in their house. They had to whisper like this because of being afraid of something being misstrued and being put in prison or something. They had to whisper in their own houses. Um, and of course, our children going to a little Christian private school in Germany, and um, many from the former Soviet Union, Germans, these German Christians that were invited back into Germany after being deported into Kazakhstan after World War II. And so when the Iron Curtain came down, they were allowed to return home. And in this little school was many families, and I was able to speak with them what it was like living in Kazakhstan um, uh, behind the Iron Curtain. And it's no fun, y'all. It's no fun when um, people abuse their power for politics and put you in prison for political sake, political prisoners. And it, you know, it really seems that what happened on D-Day 80 years ago, right? 80 years ago. What is it? Is it 80 years? Am I wrong? Um, yeah, 80 years ago. Yeah. Um, it is just horrible because those soldiers died. Those service members died so that we would not have political prisoners, right? That we would have justice, that the law would rule, and that nobody would be, um, you know, a two-tiered justice system. And you see in Richard's case and in Lavina Johnson's case and many cases, real crimes. What just happened in El Paso, another plea deal for killing a child, a little child, and he gets like 15, 17 years in prison for what? For killing a child? Um, I think that that is a slap on the hand, right? It's a slap on the hand. He has a record of violence towards children, and he ends up killing a child with a record of violence towards children, and what they give him a slap on the hand. It, you know, I don't understand that reasoning. And then with political prisoners, they want to just destroy their whole life forever and ever. And you know, we have this two-tiered, messed up justice system right now because not because of law, but because of the abuse of power. And this is a legal concern, um, that has caused just so much more crime than what we really, really should have. So going back to Leilani Hart and Dallas Hart and their child pornography is illegal. Okay. Incest is illegal. Lying to authorities is illegal. Um, and raping a 7-year-old in your master bedroom, multiple members of the household, is absolutely illegal. And I just am wondering what is keeping these people from not being arrested, because this has been going on for a long time, just like with Mario Raskin Ortiz, going on for a long time, having someone unauthorized handling the remains of our service members and our loved ones in El Paso, um, uh, Walmart victims, right, that he's handling. And we can't believe one word he writes down in the cause and manner of death because of the conflicts of interest, because of him being illegal. He botches all the cases. And so you have these crimes being committed by the Hart family, by Tavita Nusa, the CID. He's another prime suspect, giving unauthorized access to the files in the CID as a CID agent. And he lost his badge. He lost his badge and he was separated from the military. That's just a slap on the hand. He botched cases. And our son's case was one of those cases. And Dallas Hart was Richard's platoon leader. And his mother is Leilani Hart, involved in a life that is criminal, a lifestyle of criminality. And so I think, these are our concerns. And I wrote them here, that they are absolutely, we know absolutely, because of multiple pieces of evidence, that they are involved in this case, that they have been retaliatory in this case, that they have left their, we're even told that Dallas Hart has posted false stories about Richard. He absolutely told me, it's on record, that he didn't know Travis, meaning Tavita Nusa. He didn't know him yet. Social media tells a different story. And when all of this was catching up to them, they decided to wipe their social media, just wipe it. Before then, they were just thinking, okay, we're going to get away with whatever because there's a two-tiered justice system. We have the DAs, right? We have the DA. The DA is a usurper. He is a tax cheat. He was investigated of not paying his taxes years in a row. He had bar complaints about him. He admitted to spying on Yvonne Rosales' administration. He, in the open records, it shows that he conspired with Justin Underwood and Bob Moore to remove Yvonne Rosales. He also has a conflict of interest in the Walmart case because he was